We are down here at the shop today and we are going to be blowing this all back apart. We're going to be prepping it and then we'll actually be installing it. So we'll actually be welding this in today. So we should just be able to take this completely apart, disassemble everything we've done, get it prepped up, and then we'll do some weld through primer on it. I'll walk you guys through all the stages on everything we're doing. But first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to pull all of these screws back out that hold everything together, so we can get it all back apart and get everything 100% prepped so we can actually weld her in. So let's get that done faster.
Okay, here you go.
Well, we got the piece all prepped and then I just shot some weld through primer on it and got it all prepped up. I gotta flip it over. I gotta do one more coat. You want to do 2 coats of the weld through primer on there, anywhere the 2 surfaces are going to actually cover each other. So this is a decent weld through primer, doesn't work bad. Any weld through primer works. It's just you want to keep it from corroding where you put the 2 pieces of metal in. So, and he's in here prepping up all the rest of everything else. As you can see, we have everything disassembled and we're grinding and getting everything ready and getting everything all prepped up in here. And he's getting these edges all prepped up in here, and we'll put some weld through primer on a lot of these areas. Actually, this one's the outside piece, so it'll get it on the back side, not the front side. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now, getting everything ready. So giggity, I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna go shoot another coat of primer on there. We have our shelf edge primer in the middle, and then we got our weld through primer on the edges, everything. I got both sides hammered. So we're ready to go and get ahead and get them installed. We got the actual cab ready. He's working the outside piece right now. So that's actually the body work. We won't be putting that in right this moment. Next step is we're actually gonna get all this stuff screwed back in and get everything lined back up to where the door works. Put all of our screws in there and we'll actually make sure everything works and we'll start welding her in. So I'll show you guys when we start installing everything. We have everything fit up in here. We got the screws in and we got everything held in. We had to move the floor a bit, hence the ratchet straps. And we just had to pull a little bit because we wanted to make sure our door gap and everything was good, and had to bump out just a hair. Well, let me show you the door gap. We're a little cramped in there. But door gap is looking pretty dang good. So we are going to go ahead and start zapping the floor in, and when we weld the floor in, we're going to keep checking to make sure we're a little okay. We're pulling with it just a little bit to help ourselves out, to get a little tension out, and it should relieve with the heat. So trust me. Now after we got all the weld through primer on there, as you can see, he's actually taking a wire brush and we're brushing it out of the areas. So inside of those holes, we can actually weld up inside of those little spots and on the edges and everywhere else. Because we can come back and prime all these areas. Every area that's actually still covered is actually still good. So, and it'll all turn into zinc and all the other galvanized crap from the weld through primer. So it's a good way to seal between the 2 metals. The inside is all welded up and we got the outside panel off and he's getting it welded in. So once we get it in, then we'll put that other panel back on the outside and we should be good to go. We should take them straps off and everything should stay. Yeah. Welding. Well, we have the moment of truth. We're pulling the straps off right now. They're holding everything where everything was, and we're going to see if our door gap, we got everything tacked in on all those pieces. So now is the moment of truth. We got to find out if we screwed up or not. And that is a no. That is sex. Almost like we kind of half-assed know what we're doing. I don't know. Doesn't seem that hard replacing some stuff and getting it fixed. You sometimes have to get alternative methods and alternative ways to get things done. And he didn't really weld it with his feet. It's not that bad. It actually looks pretty good. Here, I'll show you. See? You don't look that bad. I was just talking shit earlier because it's funny. And I think it looks good for the short. So, yes. We'll key you guys in on another really sick trick. where your pinch welds are when you're getting everything in, you can actually kind of wiggle it in and out. So if you have about a 1/4 inch you're trying to close up on an air gap on here, you can hammer these forward or backward or whichever which way you need to close up those gaps. It's a great way of like being able to steal a little bit of space and close that all up. And with that said, we actually got our door gaps freaking golden on here. And now when we close the door, everything's good on the door seals. Well, actually I said door gaps. We're actually going to work that gap when we take the door off, put it back on. You see how we go big to skinny. Over here we're big to skinny. We've been doing some tweaking and ganking and fucking all kinds of shit. We'll fix that when we actually pull the door back off. But on that note, we are going to call it a night. It is dark 30 outside. He's tired. I'm tired. I want to get a shower and get some food in me. So we're going to call it a night. So I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Say bye, redneck.
Bye.
You got to say bye, redneck.
Bye, redneck.
See, I got him to call himself a redneck. Well, actually, I think he just said bye to himself. Well, bye. I love you guys.